What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about 4 games that you cannot miss out on the PS5. Now, this is generally, as we go through this is not going to be literally like you need to buy all these games. More or less, these are games that I feel like don't get as much attention or maybe don't get the love that maybe they, eventually will deserve, and I think that we need to be paying a very close eye on them. Some of these games I will be getting or maybe will be getting down the line, but that's kind of how I want to frame this video. I do want to thank Dan from Twitter that requested me to do this video. A very, very good suggestion. So thank you so much. Also, really quickly before I jump into this, we continue to get closer to 40,000. Maybe even by the time you guys are seeing this video, because I'm recording it a few days early, we are at 40,000. But if we are not, or even if we are, let's get to 41. Make sure you guys are subscribed to this channel. Hit the bell icon. And also, I have a second channel. It's called Podcast Now Plus. I do mainly news stories, a lot of news things on there for movies, games, TV shows. I'll have that link in the description below for you guys to subscribe to that one as well. Okay, so let's go through this. I want to start out with my personal favorite of the group and one that I do think is going to get the least amount of attention, and that is the Pathless. So the Pathless is a game that we've seen twice before. I think we saw it last year in 2019 in terms of the reveal, and then we've also seen it, I believe it was like the first time the PS5 was shown off. We got to see like a long gameplay presentation. The game looks phenomenal. It is a very, I would say it's like a faster paced journey with a little bit more action involved. You can see it by the gameplay. You can see it from what you guys are seeing right now. These are, and I've said this before, this is a kind of game that just speaks to me. I get that it's not truly going to be for everyone, and I think that's why this is probably going to slip through the cracks. To be quite honest with you, when I was thinking about this video and I was thinking about the games I was going to include, I forgot about this game. I had to look at all the games releasing in November, and then this game releases November 12th with the PS5, a PS5 console exclusive, and it looks absolutely phenomenal. It looks really, really good. These are the kind of games, Journey, games like this, the kind of art style like a Kenna Bridge of Spirits, which I know isn't out yet, but these are games that just based off visuals alone and maybe like the premise of it, I'm immediately in. You know what I mean? Like it's just immediately a thing that I want to play and I want to experience. I believe they said it's not going to be a full price game, but I don't know if the price is shown yet. Hopefully it's not more than $30, $40. I mean, if it's going to be like a $50, $60 thing, if by not full price they mean not 70, that's not going to be the greatest thing in the world. But I do definitely want to get this. The other games on this list, I'm really debating in my head back and forth on getting day one. I hope to get probably all of them eventually, but at least day one. The Pathless, bearing it being a $70 game, I'm going to probably get this game day one. Number 2 is Godfall. And you could be saying, well, Alex, this is a game actually a lot of people know about. I know. It's a game that I routinely forget about. It's a game that I think some other people do. But I really want to include this for my own sake, for me, to kind of remind myself, and also to kind of talk a little bit more about it after I made that video. So I made a solo video, basically, on Godfall. I talked about, is anyone excited for the game? And I think I was fair. It was not meant to be a dig. It was not meant to be like, oh, this game is literally going to be a train wreck. And what I think I saw, well, I saw a couple things. Number one, the video did much, much better, way better than I thought it was going to do. And secondly, the answer I got from that video is, yeah. Now, okay, it was like a 2,000-ish viewed video. You know, there maybe like 40, 50, 60 people commented. So, I mean, we're not talking about thousands. We're not talking about hundreds of thousands of people that are like answering a survey. But again, a smaller sample size, people are excited. And, the more people were saying things in the comment, like describing the game and saying why they were excited, the more I was like, you know what? Yeah, you're kind of right. The game, and I said this, to me, the game doesn't look phenomenal, but it doesn't look bad. It's right in the middle. It looks like an average game to me. I'm not I am a fan of like the looter stuff. Like I will play those kind of games. It's just that we've gotten so many of them recently. But many people, again, have pointed out that this game does seem pretty darn different. I think it's or a lot of people have said like it's got a better gameplay loop. And granted, they had like the lore opening cinematic for this game, and it looked really, really, really good. This can very well be a game that comes out that at least I'm not very high on it, or I'm not really expecting it, and then it comes out and it's like, no, holy God, like it's actually a real, like this is the game. Again, I always say this, right? And I'm gonna probably say this for the next two games I talk about. You're gonna have Miles and you're gonna have Demon Souls, and I think generally those are gonna be two games that you're gonna win out on PS5. Those are gonna be maybe the highest selling. Godfall may actually, and see, that's the thing, is I say that, but then at the end of the day, what if Godfall is second and Demon Souls is third? What if like Godfall does something insane? Or what if it ends up being like, yeah, these two games are amazing, but you know what's the surprise hit of the PS5? It's Godfall. I think the Pathless is going to just flat out be too small of a game to really get that kind of discussion. I mean, I will talk about it and I will push it as maybe a really solid game, but maybe not a lot of other people will. So Godfall, I think, absolutely has that chance, and I'm really excited to see what this game can do. Number 3, Destruction All-Stars. So we just had a video on this a few days ago, 2 days ago, I think, where I talked about if this could be like an underrated, where this could be like a smash hit. Same thing. The problem again with this game is its price. Is it's a $70 full price game. A lot of people thought it would be like a PlayStation Plus game of the month, which is pretty drastic to go from when people think it's free to it's a full $70 game. You know what I mean? It's taking advantage of the price increase of games, which, as I've said before, I have no problem with them. It's just a game like this. I have no problem with games increasing their prices to $70. It's just that, because I actually think it could make more games end up in tiers where you're going to have the $70 tier, $60 tier, maybe even $50, $40, $30. Really, every $10-ish dollars, you could have games in that, in that category. It's going to really make us, I think, judge games a little bit harder, though, where it's like, okay, well, is this game deserving of being $70? Destruction All-Stars, is it worth it? Well, again, this is a game that, to me, is held back primarily because of price, but not in the slightest because of the game itself, what the game itself is. And so I think, as this whole video is kind of, going after, I think this game can actually be really, really good. I don't want people to sleep on it. I'm absolutely not sleeping on it. I want like extended gameplay. This is a game that needs to prove itself, to me at least, maybe not to everybody, but definitely to me. I need to see gameplay. I need to see it be literally like just outright insane. The gameplay and the game itself needs to, which it looks like it, but it needs to be outright insane so I can say, okay, like I'm ready, you know what I mean? I'm ready to go with this game. I'm ready to play it, or I'm ready to drop such a high amount of money on a game when I'm already getting Miles, when I'm already getting Demon Souls, when I'm already probably going to get the Pathless, when I'm thinking about God. You know what I mean? All these different things. I'm thinking about Godfall, all that stuff. Destruction All-Stars, it's a game I think can easily slip through the cracks. Definitely shouldn't. The question, again, is should you buy it for full price? And number 4, this one, again, is actually very much off the board, and we've talked about this. I actually made a video on the second channel. You guys can check that one out as well. Completely on this. Sac Boy, the Sac Boy game, a big adventure. So this game, as I said in that video, and as I'll say here, to be quite honest with you, again, Pathless, really all 3 of the games I just talked about, and so this being the 4th, they could all realistically be said as these are very this is not what we were expecting. These games are actually really, really good. They're, they're really, they're just a really solid experience for the PS5. I think Sackboy can do it in a different way than any of the others and could potentially be the biggest and best. I truly do believe that. These guys know Sackboy. They know this kind of game. They made Little Big Planet 3. While Little Big Planet 3 wasn't the best Little Big Planet, it was still a Little Big Planet game. This seems like just a really fun time. Like, there's not really much more you can say. It's a fun time. It looks like a really entertaining game. It looks like a fun game. This is a game, along with like Astro's Playroom, that I expect to really take a step with the DualSense. Like, say, okay, this is how the DualSense is so amazing. This is, you know what I mean? And I think, all of them will. Demon Souls will. I think Godfall even talked about some controller aspects. Miles Morales did as well. So they're all going to take advantage of it. But honestly, if I were to put money on which game is going to take more advantage of the DualSense controller, it's Sackboy. And as I've said, controllers may not be that big of a deal, but the DualSense is a pretty special controller in terms of what it can actually, it's going to be to be quite honest with you, it seems like, at least, I mean, it could completely fail, but it seems like it's going to be an experience all on its own. It's going to be a unique thing that each game, if they wanted to, can fully take advantage of. So that is extremely, extremely cool, and I really want to see that work in Sac Boy. Again, this is not a game to sleep on. This game is a $60 game, so it is not full price. It's not $70, but it's also not, you know, $30, $40, $50. It's $60. And this is, again, another game that's like so back and forth in my mind. I really do want to get it, but again, I'm spending hundreds, and just on games, by the way, because Assassin's Creed, Cyberpunk, end of October is Watch Dogs as well. I mean, all of these games, I'm going to be spending so much money, and that doesn't even include the console, the second controller that I've already bought, right? And while that money isn't taken away from me right now, it will be, well, when this game comes out, right? So a lot of money, I mean, I know a lot of people say, oh, you're so entitled, or you're so privileged to have money. I mean, I don't agree with that at all, but if you want to think that, that's fine. With that being said, and if that was true, then I would just get every single game that's ever come out, and I can't. So, again, these are, I think, 4 games that everybody's eyes, I really do feel like, are going to be on Demon's Souls and Miles. Rightfully so. I mean, I'm getting both those games. Those are day one plays for me. I don't even know how I'm going to balance really wanting to play both of them pretty much at the exact same time. I mean, that's what I'm going to want to do, right? So those are the big ones. These are the games I think will probably fall through the cracks. To be more realistic with you, Pathless is the one that completely will fall through the cracks. Sackboy and Destruction All-Stars will be, like, aware of. I would say in order, in terms of most aware to least aware, it would go Godfall, Sackboy, and Sackboy because of Little Big Planet, Destruction All-Stars, and then Pathless. That would be the order that I would say people would probably give attention to these games, which is okay, and again, I think it's understandable, but these are just some games I don't think we should miss out on. So, guys, let me know in the comments below, what do you think? What do you think about my 4? Is there any other games that maybe I just completely forgot about or missed out on? Let me know. As always, like I said in the beginning of the video, make sure you guys are subscribed to this YouTube channel, Podcast Now. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when all these videos go up. My second channel, Podcast Now Plus, the link for that's in the description below. Subscribe there as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all on the next video.